My hair okay? It's not flying around in funny directions?
So as you know, I am a woman of color.
Yes.
Yes. I am the daughter of immigrants. I am a Muslim. I am a feminist. I am a lefty liberal.
I wouldn't have ever
see your
guessed.
face. And what I want to ask you is, am I your enemy?
You're not subjectively my enemy, but what you are promoting will lead to the disappearance of my people and my culture. And I will tell you this, it annoys me tremendously when I'm told by some immigrant or a child of immigrants that the only reason my country is worthwhile is because people like them have come here. It's as if to say, my ancestors built a dung heap, and I don't doubt your goodwill, but your goodwill is objectively going to lead to the oblivion of my people. I'm sorry, there is no other way to see it.
My name is Dia Khan. I'm an activist and filmmaker. When I was 6 years old, my father took me to my first rally against racism and fascism. I grew up in Norway, where white skinhead gangs terrorized our small Muslim community. My father told us things would change, but extremism and racism are on the rise again in Europe and America. I decided to meet people who think the white race is under threat and that I am their enemy.
Fuck you! Get a heart attack, nigger!
I met neo-Nazis.
Jews and homosexuals, they should be exterminated, every single one of them.
History will decide who is superior.
White power!
Men who say they've lived lives of racist violence.
Nigger, prepare to burn. You've attacked our people, and now it's your turn. I've hurt people horrifically with my bare hands.
I've been to prison. I've kidnapped people. I've harmed people. I've done things that you would think I'm insane.
And I sat down with the new leaders of the white nationalist movement, men from privileged and elite backgrounds.
We did it. We took it. We took it with force. We won.
Shame! Shame on all of you! Shame!
I joined the extremists on the front lines of the race wars in America. I wanted to see if I could understand their anger, to get to know the personal reasons why they are drawn to such hatred and division.
Fuck you!
In the summer of 2016, the BBC interviewed me about living in a multicultural society.
The fact of the matter is, the UK is never going to be white again. Similarly, our parents who have left Pakistan, Afghanistan, Iraq, Somalia, Muslim countries, for them to think that they can re-establish those countries and the lives that they had there over here, it's not going to happen. We're together going to have to find out what does it mean to build a society that includes all of us.
To my shock, this interview went viral, and I received a deluge of hate emails from people across Europe and America. But I've decided not to hide. I've decided to try to meet the kind of people who sent me this abuse. I want to try to get behind the hatred and the extremist ideology, to find out what they are really like as human beings. I'm starting in Charlottesville, Virginia. It's a quiet town, which in the weeks ahead will find itself at the center of America's growing racial tensions. The Ku Klux Klan have received permission to march in protest at the removal of Confederate statues. Waiting for them are other protesters.
Back away! Back away! Nobody's afraid of you, nigger! Fuck you!
I want to talk to the KKK, but I can't get close to them. I do talk to the counter-protesters.
This is the result of what happens when you put an idiot in the White House. One thing is going to take people being willing to sit down and listen to each other, to actually have a meaningful dialogue and dialect with each other. There are some people that you just can't reach, and I accept that and I understand that. But those who you can have a possibility of saving, you have to at least try it. There may be some glimmer of hope. I don't know where it is, but I know that we've got to start somewhere.
The rally finishes, but more far-right protests are expected at Charlottesville in the months to come. A week later, an important far-right leader has agreed to meet me. Jeff Scoop leads the biggest neo-Nazi organization in America.
Cultural invasion from Mexico and every other third world cesspool that's coming here to try to overrun our borders.
The National Socialist movement reveres Hitler, and until recently, their symbol was the swastika. For the first time ever in my life, I am about to meet a neo-Nazi.
Hello. Nice to meet you. Good to meet you. Well, I didn't bring any tax. That's the thing. So I just assumed. I guess you guys are. I mean, you don't have to use it. It's just. I mean, it's your film, so it's like.
Well, I'm Jeff Scoop, commander of the National Socialist Movement. You know, we're a white civil rights organization here in America. We're white nationalists. Just as Martin Luther King did for the blacks, you know, our mission is pretty much the same. We feel that the white race in general, in fact, Western civilization in general, is under a full assault. A lot of statistics are saying that the whites are going to be a minority here in this country. Our stance has been that we'd like a homeland of our own for white people.
He says his movement is growing, partly, he says, because of Donald Trump.
A lot of the things that he was saying, build a wall, stop illegal immigration, bring back American jobs, so he was saying things that could have been right, a lot of things that were right out of our playbook that we've been saying for years. We've been kind of on the fringes for a long time, and with our talking points finally appearing in the White House, nationalism has become more mainstream.
Jeff hates the idea of multiculturalism. He thinks it's part of a plot against the white race.
I think it goes back to the Zionists and the Jews. Jews control all the media, and they're pushing this agenda that we should all mix together, and I think it's to dumb down the population and to make us easier to control.
But what if you're wrong? Do you ever question yourself and think, what if all of this that I'm doing and all of this that I think, what if it's wrong?
That doesn't really come into play very often in my head. I really haven't questioned if I'm doing the wrong thing.
I read somewhere that you read Mein Kampf at the age of like 13, very, very young. What would attract a teenager to the ideology of Mein Kampf? Do you remember, what kind of feelings you had?
This is a long time ago.
But it's an important point in your life. I mean, it set the course for you sitting here today.
My mind is wandering right now. Like I think I'm kind of getting burnt out on the questions.
Okay.
Or something.
I ask if I can read him the threatening emails I received.
Hey, swamp nigger, you're going back. Get out of Whitey world, you leeching slag, shit-skinned cunt. What does shit-skinned mean?
Just what it says, I guess.
Your fellow travelers, would they call me a mud person?
Some might say that.
Yeah? This vicious little creature must be crushed beneath our boots until nothing remains. Would you condemn it?
It's easier said than done. I discourage any illegal activity, which would include making threats to people. I understand people's anger. I understand where it's coming from. When a people feels that they're being genocided and that their whole world is changing around them, I understand why people have those reactions.
Jeff says I can come and film with them at their next event.
Or would I be safe just walking up as a shit skin?
Why do you keep saying that?
You don't like it? You don't like me saying that? No?
I join Jeff at their next event. They're taking part in the biggest far-right rally in recent years, and it's going to be back in Charlottesville.
14 words is we must secure the existence of our race and a future for white children.
And 88,
HH,
which stands for?
Heil Hitler.
This is America. We still got freedom of speech.
That's right. That's right. This is our PR director, Brian Culpepper.
Hello. Good to meet you. Good to meet you. I'm Dia.
Ma'am.
The NSM is trying to soften its image and appeal to a wider public. So they're removing the swastikas from their shields.
It's part of trying to bring the party's image into a more mainstream for the new millennium.
Far-right groups from all over the country are converging for the event. I'm the only outsider who the NSM have allowed to accompany them here.
Gentlemen, come join us. This is the greatest assemblage of white identitarians I've personally ever seen.
We are the forces of light and civilization, and we are fighting against the forces of darkness.
We're about a mile away from the park where the event is scheduled to happen. To get there, they're going to walk the gauntlet of angry locals and anti-fascist protesters. Some anti-fascist protesters, the so-called Antifa, use pepper spray against the marchers, including me.
You get hit with something or mace? You got mace? Okay, you got water and stuff, right? What could be better than a little pepper spray in the morning?
30 yards away from us, open violence breaks out between the far right and counter-protesters. A state of emergency is declared, and the entire protest is cleared.
Immediately, you will be arrested.
Okay.
You too.
Okay.
I'll knock your ass off. I won't get off of you. Yeah, you think so, bitch. Put your ass.
Fuck you! Get a heart attack, nigger! Only good non-whites are dead non-white!
I knocked a guy out, yeah. Well, he pushed me, so I hit him with Thor's hammer here.
What did they do?
They shoved me. Yeah.
It was declared an illegal assembly by the Commonwealth of Virginia, and they ordered us to disperse. They're run by Jews.
My voice are gone because I was shouting in jubilation for, our rights and protecting our civil rights, and how proud I am that everyone showed up today and how brave they are.
While they celebrate, a mile away from us, this happens. Anti-racist protester Heather Hare is killed by a car driven by a far-right protester. The brutal killing of Heather and the extreme violence of the protest means Charlottesville makes headlines around the world. It's a few weeks after the rally. I've traveled to Detroit to meet Jeff in his home city.
Hey.
Hello.
How are you?
Good, how are you?
Good.
In the aftermath of Charlottesville, President Trump has made a statement saying there were very fine people on both sides of the protests.
I think there's blame on both sides, and I have no doubt about it, and you don't have any doubt about it either. And if you...
It's caused a political storm, but energized the neo-Nazis. The president did finally condemn white supremacists. But Jeff tells me that Trump's political rhetoric addresses the same economic and social anxieties of white people as the far right.
Donald Trump was elected because, in this country, because of some of the things that he was saying. It was those nationalist points that got him elected. My generation is the first generation that had it worse off than our parents before us. Here you're gonna see some of the urban decay.
And why do you want me to see this specific area?
I mean, look around you. It's sad. It's definitely a sad sight. So, like, you notice in this area, you've got all these abandoned buildings. It's sort of like a ghost town.
Why did you move to Detroit?
Perfect recruitment grounds for the NSM. Anytime you're in an area where the economy is suffering, it's somewhere that our message resonates with the people. So Detroit is an excellent city for us to be in.
Jeff says many of his followers think jobs are going abroad or are being taken by immigrants. Others are former soldiers who feel forgotten and abandoned by the country they've served. At my last meeting with Jeff, I decide to show him something. It's a photo of me with my father, taken at an anti-extremism rally when I was 6 years old.
So that's my dad.
Oh, wow.
And that's me. People who represent what you represent made a 6-year-old child feel hated and unwanted and unwelcome and ugly. The movement that you are a part of has this type of real-life effect on people like me. How does it make you feel?
Uncomfortable. I don't like it.
You don't like it?
I don't think anybody should have to feel like that. What we stand for, what we believe is not about oppressing anybody. It's not about hurting anybody. I don't like hearing that sort of thing.
Unless that's all the movement is. Unless skin color is all that matters. And maybe all the politics and all the social and economic issues are actually just window dressing to be a racist.
That's not true.
So the issues are more important than the skin color.
I think so, but
You think
we are
so?
we are still a whites-only organization. You're not going to convince me different. Wow.
I'm in the mountains of Tennessee. I'm filming with the biggest neo-Nazi organization in America, the National Socialist Movement. This is a training session at the home of their public relations director, Brian Culpepper.
We are training defensive technique for our people in the case of Antifa or leftist attacks.
We fight for our women and our kids and our family and our community, and we just want to be left alone.
They better be prepared for a fight.
A very violent, bloody one.
Do you think there's going to be a race war?
As far as I'm concerned, it started already. Charlottesville was probably the spearheaded battle.
You feel that?
I do. I think they're testing us to see what we have. How many of us? How willing we are to march in through the valley of potential death.
This is Mike Schleyer. He's a former military contractor and is their longest-serving member.
I've had my share of trials and tribulations throughout my life that I have overcome and conquered, as far as my own inner demons go.
What kind of inner demons do you have?
Just past experiences, being over there in Iraq for a couple of years, it's taken a toll on me. Seeing the mortars coming down and people getting blown up and dismembered and screaming for help, and then seeing the destruction that they cause. I still wake up in the middle of the night, cold sweats, shaking, thinking I'm still over there. But I still carry it with me.
He's willing to die for his cause, but I'm willing to die for... Okay, good.
The day ends with Brian practicing taking a face full of pepper spray.
Up yours, Antifa. Fuck you. Stop. Oh, you got?
That is it.
That's good. That's good.
Let's go, man up! Let's go, soldier! Ooh, fuck anybody!
Ooh!
Wash your face. He's got to get it on his face.
Don't rub it!
Don't rub, don't rub.
Hide it!
Ah!
Hide it!
You need the more water. Hey, somebody. Go get more water. How's it feel?
Feels like ass.
I live for the shit.
Yeah.
That was gnarly.
Yeah.
That was gnarly.
You can see it?
Yeah, let me get this off of me real quick, and let's get the grill going, and let's have some fun.
Here you go.
Since I met him at Charlottesville, I've come to know Brian quite well.
Going that way, or you're gonna regret it.
He's dedicated to the idea of creating a white ethno-state, and that would mean deporting non-white people like me. So I ask him, would he actually go through with it?
Honestly.
Honestly? Now, I wouldn't want to see you get drug out, and drug out and hauled off. I would not, dear. I consider you a friend at this point, and I personally would hate to see you go.
So what would you do?
You grew up here in the West. You grew up in the West. And you, honestly, I would never want to see you be hurt.
But?
What I would be doing, Dia, is ensuring the preservation of our race, my race and my nation. That's what it comes down to, and that's the only way forward. Then I would have to make sure that everyone that was ordered to do so would have to leave.
Including me?
Including you.
The Islamic terrorists accepting third world refugees who rape our women, Mexicans flood our land and suck up our benefits. The list goes on, and I don't have all day.
This is Ken Parker, one of the more recent recruits to the NSM.
We will stop at nothing. White power! White power!
He's been a member of the White Power movement for many years, and previously was a Grand Dragon of the Ku Klux Klan.
Ken Parker. You too. Okay.
I met him when I was filming at Charlottesville, before the rally descended into chaos and violence. Ken is exactly the kind of person I've always been afraid of. But now I'm going to spend time with him at his home in Florida, which he shares with his girlfriend Crystal.
So that's the Klan?
Yeah, this is a Klan tattoo. I'm not racist. I don't hate anybody. Well, I guess in that sense, like, because I absolutely despise Jews. So, yes, I'm a racist. Jews and homosexuals, I think they should be exterminated, every single one of them.
Ken is now a political science student, but previously spent years serving in the Navy. He says he left because he didn't agree with allowing homosexuals to serve in the armed forces. Tonight, he's making hundreds of flyers with swastikas and anti-Jewish slogans.
I've already hit a few Jewish neighborhoods. I've thrown out flyers denouncing Syrian refugees coming over here in the Muslim neighborhoods at the mosque. And it stirs up a lot of hate and discontent. Take America back from the Jews. And it's Yom Kippur, and we're going to the Jewish towns. Should even get the synagogue, too.
But wouldn't you perceive that as a threat?
No.
Would you perceive that as something hateful or potentially warning?
I mean, yeah, hateful, yes, but I wouldn't lose any sleep over it.
Is there anything I could say that would make you change your mind?
No.
You understand that if I include what you're doing tonight, you understand how that makes you look?
It's all right. I don't consider myself a bad person.
But you're doing something bad now.
I don't think this is bad. And these are all Jewish communities, and they all have walls built around them. That's the synagogue.
Ken has been looking forward to tonight, but the more I talk to him, the more agitated and anxious he seems to get.
Does it matter to you that I think what you're doing is wrong?
No.
Do you know why I think it's wrong?
Yeah,
Can you tell me?
because I'm gonna hurt the feelings of thin-skinned individuals that can't realize the fact that it's just a piece of paper. Well, there's a lot of people that thought us going to Charlottesville was evil too, but that didn't stop us. I can't control feelings, like I said earlier, so if...
You can control it by not doing this.
Yeah, I guess I could, but I choose not to.
I find Ken's actions extremely disturbing, but I want to try to get behind the hateful behavior of these men to see if there is more to them. So I spend more time with Ken.
Supplies. Be careful you don't crack that.
He tells me he grew up in a devout Christian community, and I'm the first person of Muslim background he's ever spent time with. He starts to tell me about his life.
This is a scrapbook my mom put together for me, and I guess this is maybe one of the very first pictures of me.
You look so sweet.
Yeah, maybe back then I was. There's me at a violin recital, graduation picture. I didn't even want to go to my own graduation.
Why?
Because I didn't want to wear a dress.
Is your mom proud of you?
Yeah, she's proud of my military experience and what I'm doing in school. She's not necessarily proud of what I'm doing in the movement.
That we have to move forward.
I decided to share some of my own experiences with him, so I show him the interview I gave to the BBC.
Mean to build a society that includes all of us, where it means looking like me and looking like you.
And I read him some of the racist emails I got as a result.
Save a life and bin that knife into her chest. This sour cunt should be gassed. Fuck off, bitch. Nazi Germany did it. When I'm not here and you speak to your friends about me, would you use some of these words about me?
No.
Would you call me a sand nigger?
Maybe if I'm drunk.
And if I told you that you calling me those words hurts my heart,
I'll do my very best not to use them.
Yeah?
Yes.
Because?
Because I respect you and I don't want to hurt your feelings.
Why are you nice to me?
You've been completely respectful to me. I actually consider you to be a friend. You know, my opinion about Muslims since I've been interacting with you has gone up significantly. Besides asking me questions that, you know, kind of got under my skin a little bit. Don't do the flyers, blah, blah, blah. Don't throw them out in a Jew neighborhood. Don't use the Jew flyers with the swastika. You're gonna hurt people's feelings. It comes down to when my girlfriend was in the hospital for a month and the only one that called to see how she was doing was a woman from the mosque. I was like, holy shit, I can't believe that here these people that I fucking hate are checking up on her.
And what do you think that is going to change in you?
Actually, no, I don't think I'm gonna mess with the mosque anymore. Trust me, I have thought about getting pigs' heads and scattering them around mosques and stuff like that, but I haven't. The worst I've done is bacon. But I'm done messing with those people. You know, if you called me up and say, hey, I need help moving, or hey, I got a flat tire, would you mind helping me out? You know, I would do that. Friendship, it makes people feel good, honestly. I mean, somebody that you can talk to, have discussions with, even if you don't agree with each other. You know, it's nice to have friends.
Do you think that he's betraying his people and his cause by becoming friends with somebody like me?
No, it's good he's changing his views. His mom will be happy. He's realizing that not everybody's bad. I mean, there is some good people out there that aren't white.
You don't think that other Nazis will watch this and go, what's he doing? How can he say he's friends with that shit skin?
I don't give a shit if they say that or not.
You can be friends with whoever you want to be with. There's not a problem with that.
I will never break bread with a Jew, though.
Had to go and say something, didn't you?
Oh, I don't want this to turn into something like, oh, well, this big badass Nazi is this little teddy bear.
But he is.
Yeah, but I would never break bread with a Jew, ever.
So maybe that should be part 2 of this film.
What, send a Jew over here?
Yeah.
No.
A couple of months after I left Ken, I got an email from Crystal. She said Ken had posted this picture of himself onto his student Facebook page. Ethnic minority students had seen it as a threat, and he'd been banned from the campus of the University of North Florida. Until now, I'd been filming with men from working-class backgrounds. But in recent years, a new kind of white nationalist has emerged. People who present a very different image. They're often known as the alt-right. Their leaders are from privileged elite backgrounds, such as Richard Spencer, born into a family of wealthy landowners.
We are fighting to be powerful again in a sea of weakness.
Spencer says he's not a racist, but opposes multiculturalism and wants to bring about a white ethno-state.
Hail Trump! Hail our people! Hail victory!
He's invited me to his apartment in the most expensive part of Alexandria, Virginia. He's hanging out with his followers.
I don't think I've ever done a video where I'm not wearing a collared shirt. Yeah. But in terms of formal wear, I like things that are striking, high quality, well made. No.
And then he saw me wear it.
Yeah. It was like, oh, it's dead.
Oh, the proles.
Get out.
The proles are doing it now.
Yeah. Get out quick. Get some wild turkey. Get an actual whiskey glass, you idiot.
Oh.
Okay, fine.
I'm not going to teach one small ideology, one very narrow one, too, that's like understanding the alt-right.
As a natural leader, I have certain obligations and duties that other people don't.
Why are you someone who should lead?
I think that's obvious. Why do I need to even talk about it?
Say it. Tell me
Because
why.
I'm better. Yeah, I'm going to tell you something.
Go on.
All right. Elites rule the world. Elites make history. The question is who? Who is in charge? That's what matters. People like me need to be in charge. We determine the course of world history in ways that other races can't even dream of doing.
And part of your greatness is the exploitation of other people. Part of what's made this country great.
We did it. We took it. We took it with force. We won. We took the entire continent. That's what matters.
We crossed. There we go.
Outside his apartment, protesters have gathered to hold a vigil for Heather Heyer, the woman who was killed at Charlottesville.
Good to see you. You guys just stare at me in a dead, kind of eyed way. God, these people are pathetic. Like this. Do you know how, dumb this is? You think you people intimidate me.
We shall overcome.
Oh my God.
We shall overcome. You should live that long.
Seriously, you guys are dorks.
I go to see another leader who's closely associated with Richard Spencer in the alt-right. Jared Taylor also denies being a racist and says the white race is under threat. I ask him how he thinks multiculturalism could work.
That's like saying, how can we make alcoholism and insanity work? How can we make cholera work? How can we make AIDS work? How can we make something that is inherently unstable and will eventually result in my extinction? Why would I even think in terms of making it work when it's clear it is not working and it would require a fundamental change in human nature for it to work?
I'd come to America because I wanted to know the deeper, more personal reasons why people are drawn to this kind of ideology. At Charlottesville, I filmed alongside many young people who seemed to be embracing the cause, like this young man.
My face is my livelihood. Thank you so much for coming.
After I met him, footage of him at Charlottesville went viral. And he was identified publicly by opponents of the far right. His name is Peter Teft. He lives in a working-class district of Fargo, North Dakota, and works as a carpenter. He tells me he's not a racist and says he's a white civil rights activist. I ask him about his childhood.
I was largely I felt like a ghost at the school. Like a nerd or a freak or something. I might have had, body dysmorphia. I felt like I was either too big or too fat. A lot of the way people think and act doesn't happen in a vacuum. And I guess maybe there's a part of me that wanted everyone to like me.
And did they?
No. Nope. No. Between the age of 23 to 25, I'd just get really depressed. I saw so much wrong with the world, and...
Like what? Like what bothered you most?
I guess looking back, what bothered me the most was, I don't know, I guess myself. It makes a guy rethink things, and then, when you start realizing and examining stuff, and all of a sudden you realize, hey, maybe these Christians or these right-wingers or at least people that have some semblance of trying to be greater. I do feel, a certain duty to act heroically.
And this movement provides you with the platform to be heroic.
Honestly, yeah. It does kind of feel like I'm in like a league with like superheroes. These guys, I mean, they're so smart. I feel like I'm the Green Lantern and they're my watchers. There's guys at church that, pat me on the back and say, way to be a warrior for Christ.
I've traveled to America because I'm trying to understand the mentality of people who join far-right movements. I've decided to go back in time to meet one of the most violent racist skinhead leaders of the previous generation. This is Arno Michaelis. In the 1990s, he was the leader of a highly influential racist skinhead band called Centurion.
These are my lyrics. I wrote these. Nigger, prepare to burn. You've attacked our people, and now it's your turn. The chorus ends with, we'll drown the mud, as in mud race, as in people who aren't white, in an ocean of blood. And there literally was an ocean of blood over the 7 years for like how many people we beat up and how many people we hurt. And who knows how many people have been beat up and hurt since then because of this song. Centurion was an audio incitement to violence.
Arno was a founding member of the Northern Hammerskins, one of the most notorious skinhead gangs in America.
So we're in River West now, and we spent months like just rampaging through the city, attacking anybody we could find, anybody. But if we could find a black person or a Latino person, they were fair game. I've hurt people horrifically with my bare hands. I've beaten people until I thought they were dead and I left them in a bloody mess. Over and over again. We beat up people that made us feel better about ourselves. It made us feel like we were powerful, like we were important, like we were warriors, we were dominant. I was a fucked up kid with no empathy for other people, like manipulating people. I was like, you were a sociopath, man.
Arno spent 7 years in the movement, but after his daughter was born, he started to distance himself from the hatred and violence.
I'm ashamed of all the kids I've led astray. I preyed upon their trauma and their suffering to manipulate them, to hate people and to hurt people. Till the day I die, I'll be ashamed of that.
This is Frank Mink. He was recruited into a skinhead gang at the age of 14. He told me he had grown up in Philadelphia in a violent and deeply impoverished household.
My mom's husband, he hated me. And he was a drunk and drug addict who beat the shit out of me all the time. A 36-year-old man used to beat me like another guy would beat another guy in a bar fight, and I'm 11 years old. Every day, my goal was to get hit by a car. I wanted to get hit by a car before I made it home. And I would walk home more dejected and just felt more like a loser than I ever, and then I had to go home and face my stepfather, who was gonna tell me how much of a fucking loser I was. Or he beat the shit out of me.
In his early teens, practically abandoned by his family, he started hanging out with a racist skinhead gang. One night, he took part in an altercation between a skinhead and a man the gang had decided to intimidate.
And I seen it, and I absolutely loved it. Fear. He had fear in his face for us, and I love that. I'm a broken human being. I feared everything. I feared my parents. I feared my step-parents. I feared my school. I feared if I was gonna have enough food to eat today. And now someone fears me?
The same night, he joined the gang.
It was the camaraderie, the being part of, the numbers, the safety. And in that time, we trained to be race war, we trained to shoot guns, and they basically tell me, after all this is all done, that God chose me to be one of the angels that ruined Sodom and Gomorrah. I'm now an angel for God. This is powerful. Like, I'm learning what the adults know now.
Frank quickly rose through the ranks and became head of the Philadelphia chapter of the Strike Force Skinhead Gang.
I was a violent human being. I was the most evilest, fucking diabolical person you've ever met. To break it down, people like me were egomaniacs with no self-esteem. That's what makes us fucking violent.
This is a movement which destroys lives. Hate crimes are on the rise across Europe and the US. I travel to meet a man called Pardeep Singh. We meet at a Sikh temple in Oak Creek, Wisconsin.
There is a balding male with glasses may have gone inside with a gun and there were shots fired.
In 2012, it was attacked by a racist skinhead called Wade Michael Page.
This is kind of where the shooting started out here. There was two brothers, they're both priests here. Wade Page encountered them out there and shot them both dead outside in the parking lot. These two ladies went to go pray. The shooter lets off a few rounds at one of the ladies, and he followed her into that corner and shot her from point blank range. This is one of the bullet holes. They took it out from the bottom. So there was 3 people in here, and the priest. The head priest was in the bathroom at the time, so he found cover. But the other people were essentially just kind of sitting ducks and had nowhere to go. He shot the other gentleman 2 times in the stomach. The other man, who was shot twice in the stomach, ran out and ran this way, down the hallway. And then so Dad was left alone and with him. And then Dad suffered 5 gunshot wounds, all to the side of his body.
Wade Michael Page murdered 6 people, including Pardeep's father, before he turned his gun on himself. He was a former Army veteran and played in an extremist white power band, just like Arno Michaelis. I asked Pardeep, what would he do if Wade Page was here today?
If he's sitting here, I would want you to leave me alone with him for, 10 minutes and really beat the shit out of him. But at the same time, I would want to understand why, because something is fueling it. I feel like for anybody who is willing to live this life of putting themselves through this miserable existence of isolation, of violence, of hatred, what is it that fuels you to do that?
After the murder, Pardeep did a remarkable thing. He reached out to a former neo-Nazi to search for answers. Arno Michaelis.
For me, why I reached out to Arno because I wanted an explanation. More important than that, I gained a brother, I gained a friend, and I gained someone that was gonna say, you know what, I'll not only tell you what happened and why it happened, but I'll walk with you, and we can explain it to other people too.
Wade Page was like exactly who I used to be. If I would have remained in the movement for another 10 years, it's totally conceivable that I could have reached that point as well.
Yeah. I think the surprising thing to me is not that Arnold sees himself in Wade Page. The thing that surprises me is that other people don't see themselves in Wade Page. When we don't see ourselves in that person, then we lose our ability as humans to do anything about it.
Pradeep and Arno now work together, visiting schools and colleges, trying to warn young people of the dangers of racist extremism.
Hello, Brian?
A few months after I finished filming with him, I get a call from Brian Culpepper, the PR officer for the National Socialist Movement. He says he has surprising news for me.
Actually retiring from active duty with the NSM after almost 11 years. I have turned in my resignation.
Wow.
He says one reason he's leaving is because he had been upset by the racist abuse I'd received from people in the far-right movement.
It really did bother me, at the human level, to hear some of the comments and things that were made to you. And, this did play into my decision to go ahead and retire from, operations.
I remind him that the last time we met, he said he would deport me from a white ethno-state.
Including me.
Including you. Otherwise, my entire worldview, my entire political platform, my entire ideology, and everything that I promote and stand for are nothing more than words.
Now that you've left, do you think that you would give me a different answer to that question?
Yes, I would. I think, yes, I would. That was a very uncomfortable position that you put me in because it bothered me to have to say that to you.
So today, Brian Culpepper would not deport me?
I would not.
And why not?
Because we've become friends. Here in my region of the country, there are very, very few Muslims. I've made a new friend, and she happens to be of a Muslim faith, so you're my first one.
Brian says he's not relinquishing the cause of National Socialism, but he does say he wants to reach across political and racial lines to work with any group willing to talk to him about the issues he's interested in.
There's just got to be a way to try and bring both sides together. We're spending too much time talking at each other and not to each other.
Frank Mink left the White Power movement after spending time in prison, and now spends his days working with youth at risk of extremism. He says what changed his life was when he started making friends with people of different races, people he had once thought were the enemy.
Empathy is the greatest emotion because it's where we're able to turn the things that are in us, bad things that happen, bad things we've done, we're able to turn them into a positive and say, I can help you with that because you're doing what I've done before, or I went through what you went through.
When I see guys still active in the movement, I see suffering. I see right through to their suffering. I see individuals that have been through hell and that have been through all sorts of trauma that they don't know how to process and they don't know how to react to it, so they're lashing out because they're like a wounded animal that's been cornered. It's so much easier to say, I hate Jews and niggers than to say, I'm afraid. I'm afraid nobody's gonna like me. I'm afraid I'm not worthy of being loved. And that's by no means an excuse for any of that behavior or any of that train of thought, but it is a reason.
How do I rebuild my life? It's gonna be very cheesy, you're gonna hate it, it's gonna be just one day at a time. You just do the next right thing in front of you. Watch how good your life starts to turn when you don't even know it. It just slowly starts to turn to where you don't wake up angry anymore. You feel good about who you are. And it's such a change. It feels so good. So that's it. Let's go.